You know, we had a guy on here talk about meaning, this guy, John Vervaeke, and he was real interesting. This guy is from Canada, and he just talks about meaning and when people don't have like, when they don't feel like they're supported by, I'm going to fuck it up, but if they don't feel like they're part of a group or they don't feel like,
if they're totally cut off from other people and just floating around atomized and alone,
right,
it drives them crazy.
Right. You go crazy. Yeah,
and then
like
you get
put them in solitary
SSRIs.
confignment.
Exactly.
So you've basically taken so much of America by taking away like things that brought us together.
Yes.
And some of those things were smaller towns, like businesses in small towns.
Of course.
Things that made people feel of value. You know, my father went to a, you know, my father, his family was mahogany farmers. They did wood. And so I think if your father went into the woods in your town or whatever, part of a company that built tables.
They were literally mahogany farmers?
Yeah. And you had a table at home, and then it was your dad's company's table. We eat at our families. Of course. We build it in our town.
There's some physical connection between labor and reward. And
yeah. Now
it's all just theoretical and digital and bullshit.
Yeah.
Zoom calls and yeah.
Yeah. Now it's just like, do you want to eat at this fucking Chipotle sit-go, you know, where they're selling gas and burritos and, you know, and it's just like.
Is that a thing?
But that's a fucking town hall of a lot of, it's just, now everything has just been, it's a Dollar General in most towns, and that's what it is. And, you know, it's like, just we've killed off a lot of that, you know?
What's interesting is you drive through, I like to hunt and fish, so I've been in a lot of small towns in America because that's where the hunting and the fishing is.
Yeah.
And some of these towns, and especially the county seats in rural towns, have beautiful courthouses. Beautiful. Like somebody spent a lot of money and a lot of time to make a beautiful public building. One of those hasn't been built since the Second World War. That is true. Probably since the 30s, since the Depression.
Wow.
Your state especially. You've got a lot of great public architecture in Louisiana. None of it has been built since Huey Long was murdered. Okay? So why is that? And it's been replaced by disposable garbage, and the dollar store, I'm sorry to single them out, but they are a symbol of it. It's so intentionally ugly. Box stores are so ugly. You're like, there's got to be a purpose behind, you know, architecture exists for a reason. You're sending a message when you build a building, when you build anything. And the message of box stores and dollar stores and of public, the DMV is, you mean nothing. We're not going to spend any time or any energy trying to elevate you or please your senses or build anything beautiful. It's ugly on purpose to let you know that you mean nothing. You do not count. Shut up and obey. You're an animal, actually. And I just feel like there's something very profound about that, the message that it sends. And everyone receives the message, whether they know it or not. You go into a DMV, what's it telling you? Wait your turn, wait for your number. And then some surly low IQ person like hassles you over. It's like, I'm a citizen of this country. Why do I even have to have a driver's license? Give me my fucking papers and let me get out of here. How dare you speak to me that way? But you can't because she's in charge. The whole experience is designed to degrade you and make you less powerful, to take your self-respect away. I'm very upset by it.
Oh, the DMV, it's almost like they have a line, if you come out of the closet, you get to go to the front of the line. You know?
I'd be willing to do that.
Yeah, but that's the kind of shit I'm saying. It's like, that's how much they want to compromise who you are or what you are.
But look at that. Okay, the drop ceiling, like there's no reason to have lighting like that. It doesn't cost more. Maybe to put some lamps or sconces or something. There's nothing more oppressive than a drop ceiling with fluorescent lighting. And there's no reason to have that. And everything is made out of vinyl and metal. There's not one natural material in there. Why not have wooden benches? What would that cost extra? Train stations used to have them, but they don't. Because the message there is all this shit's disposable. It'll be in a landfill in 5 years, and so will you. Everything about that is degrading to the citizen, and it's not an accident. We've been doing that since the day we dropped the atomic bomb on Hiroshima. That is true. Since the end of the Second World. I mean, I have a lot of theories about it. I have no evidence to back up any of my theories, so I should just say that. I think that dropping the atomic bomb on Japan convinced the U.S. government and the Western leaders more broadly that they were God. They had the power to destroy whole cities. Nuclear power, when weaponized, is the most powerful tool man's ever made. And it gave people the impression that they were God, and they lost all humility and all love for their fellow citizens. They lost love for their fellow citizens. That's what our architecture, post-war architecture, conveys. I don't love you. I don't care about you. The British colonized whole countries. India, for example. They didn't love they loved the Indians, but they thought the Indians were lesser than them. They did. They were racist in our current understanding of that word. But they built train stations in, say, Calcutta or Bombay that would blow your freaking mind. There's nothing as beautiful in the United States as the train stations they built in the subcontinent, in India.
Oh, yeah. Stunning places.
Right. Stunning. So, like, what does that tell you? And these were colonial train stations built for Indian subjects.
Right.
Look at that.
But they still had a lot of pride in what they built.
They did, but people, here, do the one in Mumbai. The Mumbai train station is like the most unbelievable.
I met a Pakistani the other day.
Well, that was part of India up until 1947.
Yeah. They have their own autonomy now.
Yeah. They do. Yeah, they have nuclear weapons, actually. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Look at that right there.
Wow.
Look at that.
Come on.
That looks like, I mean, that's the train station in Bombay, Mumbai, India.
Oh, yeah.
I've been there, and I sat there, and it's very poorly maintained. The Indian government has done nothing to kind of preserve it, unfortunately, and they've built a lot of garbage architecture they stole from our anti-human architects. But, like, what kind of country would build something like that? A country that cared about pleasing people.
Right.
You look at that pleases you. You want to keep staring at it because it's beautiful. We've created nothing of beauty in the United States in 80 years. Like, what the hell? Roy Lichtenstein and Andy Warhol, that's beauty? No, it's not. It's garbage.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bootleg.
You're getting me going, baby.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. I like your attitude. Well, you know where there's great architecture that blew my mind? Milwaukee.
The best. Down by the river?
Dude, Milwaukee.
Yes.
Is such a beautiful city.
I totally agree with you.
I had no idea.
Have you tried Cleveland?
Yeah.
I mean, Cleveland obviously is famously screwed up, mistake by the lake, but it's like, look at that right there. So the Germans built it. Milwaukee was a German city, obviously.
It was?
Oh, yeah. That's why the beer was brewed there.
Oh, yeah.
Very German city.
And
they recreated Europe, the best of Europe.
Yeah, Cleveland definitely, it was a bit of a different experience, I think, when I was there.
Look at that. Look at that building.
It's stunning.
Imagine building something like that. And instead, we build glass boxes that are LEED certified. And it's like we've built nothing of value, nothing of permanence, nothing we have built in my lifetime will last. And rightly so. There are Roman buildings and arches. Rome
that are going to last longer.
Rome fell in the 5th century, and they're still there.
And that will outlast the construction of a fucking half these Petcos.
It's
or whatever.
true. It's totally true.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's crazy though. But there's something happened. And I think that's the infection that starts to get into the spirit of us, you know? And I think that's the fight that's going on inside of a lot of people.
Make something beautiful. That's what we should be telling kids. Like, your job in life, it's not just working for the man and paying the bills. It's make one thing that's beautiful, that you are proud of, that's an expression of something good inside you. Make it with your hands or with your mouth. But make something beautiful. Yeah. I don't know why that's so. And by the way, when you say something that you think is particularly funny or insightful, you're getting the truth about something. Aren't you filled with like this? Wow. Doesn't that feel like better than anything?
Yeah, I think it feels like what you're supposed to be doing.
Yes, that's it. Exactly. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing, what God made you to do. That's my feeling. But that's not advice that we give at all. It's like how to be an obedient, get some stupid degree at some stupid college to be an obedient employee to some stupid asshole who runs it, who's going to mistreat you.
Yeah.